JP coming through some movie goodness over there. Myself and G are definitely adding this to our bucket list. But speaking of movies and speaking of popcorn, are you the kind of person that adds chocolate to your popcorn at the movies? Well, while G and I debate this, there's one thing that is certain. You do not want to miss this next chocolatey recipe.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
Classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Yeah, now certain classic recipes have a title that immediately tells you it's going to taste so good. And this man is nervous. He can't wait for it, clearly. Now, just like our viewer-inspired chocolate bread pudding, best served with Clover Classic Custard, this recipe was inspired by our top man, Josephine Pickstone. And we're thanking her so much for being pretty much part of the family. And G and I are going to attempt this recipe right now. What's happening, G?
I had one job, dude, was just make sure that the cream didn't boil over. I got caught up in the whole dog fart, giant fly conversation that was going on, and I let the cream boil over. But it's nice and hot, and it looks ready to do the job here. I've got a bowl of our broken chocolate. We've got a mix of milk and dark chocolates. I'm all about that dark chocolate. But I think for a bread and butter pudding, you want kind of a balance of, so you want it to be quite sweet. So I think a mixture of the chocolate is great.
Yeah, man.
So what I'm doing here is I've heated the cream up, and I'm going to add it to the chocolate to melt.
Oh, so you're malting the chocolate this way, as opposed to putting the chocolate in the pan. That's quite cool.
I suppose you could do the bain-marie thing, and it's a bit of a back and forth thing. But this is nice and quick and simple, and then you'll see that chocolate, it starts melting immediately.
While you get the malt on, let's be efficient with this, because I'm going to prepare the slices which make this ingredient come together. And it's really simple. I've just got standard slices, and all you're going to do is cut them into like a sort of diamond shape. Let's not cut them all at once. But basically, right and simple, just like that, almost like you're making a snack. We just cut it down the center. Let's get a bit of our efficiency on here and slice through all of that. And then, once you have your chocolate melted on G's end, you can head over to our next step over here. So let me just finish cutting these diamonds over here. There we go.
And I suppose you could get creative with your bread shaping and what you want. So, okay, so now I've got our melted butter. It's going into the mix.
Oh, and we're adding butter to this.
Yes, bread and butter pudding, baby.
Naughty. Yeah.
Mix those through.
Gee, I would honestly probably just have a little sip of that on its own. I mean, look how good that looks.
It does look like kind of a hot chocolate. It's like a Banting vibe hot chocolate.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel you there.
Yeah, you got your butter, more butter, more butter. And then our caster sugar is going in as well. And listen, this is a dessert, eh? We didn't come here to play.
This is the day of chocolate. We've got to celebrate.
So
we've got to do it right.
if you're going to do it properly.
And I know Mzansi has a lot of like chocolate enthusiasts that are waiting for something like this to just tickle their taste buds after. They've probably ticked every chocolate box you can think of, except for this.
Okay, so here's the deal, buddy. Do we want chocolate scrambled eggs? Or do we want chocolate salsa?
Chocolate French toast.
This is what's really making me nervous. I just want to make sure that this is cool. And you want to let that stand.
Yeah. So
that it cools down to a point that the temperature's not going to cook the egg, and I think we are right here. So we've got our 3 eggs. Okay. I hope so, dude, for good or for worse.
And the egg, I'd imagine, is obviously just to add to the consistency, get it to kind of like come together, help it thicken, help it maybe bind at the same time. And also a little bit of protein added into this as well. Yeah, so it's not just chocolate, people. We've got some macro balance.
I told you, because this is a Banting version. No, it's not. It really is not. Don't take that from me. But Clef, Chef Clem Chef. It was bound to happen at some point.
I love that, dude. That's his new nickname. It's like the most
Whoever
efficient...
started that last culinary hotline, you ruined me. I say that now every time I see him. I'm like, Clem Chef. Clef will be in the studio a little bit later. I'm sure he's just somewhere here laughing.
I was here for that day, and I think it was so cool. The fan was so excited to speak to Chef Clem. They were like, Clem Chef, Clem Chef, Clem Chef. I love that. That was a hype moment. But he has this effect on us, man. I mean, come on.
No, he's the master. But he said, don't be precious about it. If you do get some egg lumps in it, just strain it out, man. Don't cry and throw the whole thing out. Or I suppose you could try the scrambled eggs. But
scrambled egg route.
But I think this has come together beautifully.
Your consistency looks almost like somewhat of a milkshake. It's that good, G.
And I think
possibly even smoother than that.
Have a glass, just have 2 glasses of this and eat a slice of bread. But I think this is going to be perfect to go in. So I'm going to give that to you, buddy.
Let's head over to our next step. So Two lads in the kitchen, we're doing a good job so far. I've cut my triangles of my bread. G's prepared the beautiful mixture that we're gonna put into this. So this is pretty much the easy part, I think. All I'm gonna be doing is putting a little small, let me show you on the camera side. Just gonna place a little bit of this, just a thin layer at the bottom of my sort of casserole style dish.
Chef.
Thank you, G Chef. And then, right, and I emphasize the fact that it's just a light layer because now you want to get fancy and start arraying and aligning your bread in a nice fancy way. I haven't really thought about this too much, but yeah, let's go with that. Let's keep it authentic. Let's keep it South African. And one of our national flowers is that protea, of course, inspiring the cricketers, inspiring all our athletes too. But, if we were to fast forward this process, you'd get something beautiful like this. It's a bread flour. And this is only step one, right? So, hey, check, it's actually not looking that bad, eh? Wow.
Nicely done.
There we go. All right, so bread pudding is in. I've got a nice, beautiful array, and you can get creative with this. Then what we're going to do is the rest of this beautiful mixture that G's just made, I'm going to now place it upon the top.
Don't waste a drop.
Ooze it all over the top. Now we're getting this bread and everything else involved. Beautiful stuff. And then take some of that leftover chocolate as well, G, and just kind of place it on top. This is going to melt in this mixture.
You know, the people out there going, what leftover chocolate? There's never,
it's already in the belly.
There's never leftover chocolate.
Chuck some chocolate in. Then again, just finish up that mixture. Just get it all over. This is kind of like that. It is like a bit of a French toast kind of vibe. Get it all layered up. And boom, we pop that in the oven, 180 for safety, 30 to 40 minutes. And of course, the hero ingredient just to smother all the goodness.
That. Some of it's crisped up beautifully. It looks mulchy and squishy and beautiful. I'm going to put a little bit of Clover Classic Custard, the vanilla flavor.
Wonderful stuff. And of course, guys, you can get this recipe on expressoshop.com. All the inspiration you need to feed a family with some beautiful chocolate slices. Hero ingredient coming through from Clover Classic. G's about to tuck into the goodness for two lads in the kitchen.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a pretty good job,
I
G.
think we did really well. Oh.
While G tucks into that, you guys can get the recipe inspiration right now on expressoshop.com. And you missed any of these steps too? Well, here you go. You can do it right now. Enjoy. Oh.
Made with love by Clover.